I'm Tom Prince with Western New York Athletics for another edition from the sidelines. We've got a special edition for you tonight, Western New York. It's professional style here in Western New York. We've got some three major standouts here in the baseball community from Western New York that are playing professional ball, that are going to tell you some of the stories, where they've been, and then some of the success they've had along the way. So, without further ado, let's go through our introductions. First, with the Padres Organization, graduated from Canisius High School, Dan Dallas.
Thanks for having me.
Next, from Amherst High School with the A's Organization, Jonah Heim.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And then from St. Francis High School with the Yankees Organization, Matt Minnick. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. So, guys, very easy question to start off, and that is just how are you guys holding up in all this? I mean, you're just as much as anyone else is about their jobs right now, wondering what's going to happen tomorrow because we're in a state of flux right now. How are you personally doing? Dan, let's start with you.
We're doing good. I mean, as far as the whole situation, it's kind of up in the air, and you don't really know what's going on, but you take it day by day and kind of just keep on your routine and keep going and try to stay positive about it all. But like I said, it was kind of shocking news when we all got it. We all got sent home or out to somewhere else but our baseball season. But as far as the everyday life, just try to stay positive and keep going with your daily routine every day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jonah, how about you?
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult time right now. Like Dan said, we're just taking it day by day. But, we're just waiting for that phone call, and we're staying ready. And we know this is bigger than baseball. And there's lives are at stake. So we're just we're hoping and praying for everybody out there that's affected by it. But we're just looking forward to getting the season started for sure.
Yeah, and I think all of America's looking for you to get that season started just so we can get something right there for us to watch, right?
Definitely.
Matt, how about yourself? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I mean, as they both said, it's just taking it day by day, trying to get as much workouts in as we can in our confined areas. And I mean, I got to say I'm a little more fortunate. I've got the warm weather. I've got 85 degrees almost every single day now, so can't complain too much.
And Matt, you're in Florida right now, correct?
Correct.
So, but I'll tell you, for those that are in Western New York, we are actually almost 70 degrees today. It is gorgeous outside, so we got a Florida day, at least for us here in Western New York today.
It's a great day.
Awesome. So, guys, let me get into some of the questions. So the first question I have for you is, do you have any updates so far at all from anything that you know? And then the next question comboed with that would be, what were you doing when they actually announced the shutdown? Were you at practice? Was there something you were doing when you found out the announcement that everything had been suspended? Jonah, let's start with you on this one.
No updates as far as proposal or anything like that. We hear from the Players Union pretty much every day about talks with MLB and what's going on, and they keep us informed, and they're working hard to get us a season, and that's all we can really ask for. But on the other, I mean, we're just hoping for a season, really, any way we can get it. And, talks are still ongoing as far as I know, and I'm just waiting to hear more.
And then where were you when they announced everything? Were you in the middle of a practice? Were you doing anything?
Yeah, we were actually about to get on the bus to go on a road trip for a spring training game, and then they pulled us off and said the game was canceled, and just to sit in the locker room and wait for the word to hear more. And we sat around for about an hour, and then they came in and said that they were shutting the doors, and it was a pretty big shock. And I mean, it's something you only see in movies, really, so you don't really know how to react. And then about an hour later, we were all packed up and out of there. So,
wow, Jonah, was the reaction any different from a veteran to, you know what I mean, a rookie, or were there various degrees of the way people reacted to the whole thing?
No, I mean, it was all pretty much the same. It was just shock and just really not knowing what was going on, from the 10-year guys all the way down to me that doesn't even have a day in the big leagues, that we just had no idea what was going on, and we were just looking for more answers.
Wow. Matt, how about you on this one?
Well, I was at the facility when we heard the news. It was the day after my birthday, actually, March 12th. And I was sitting with some of my buddies before I was supposed to throw a simulated game, and I saw Brian Cashman walk by. And usually when you see Brian Cashman walk by in a clubhouse, you know something's up. So about an hour later, we were all called outside, and he kind of gave us the rundown that we're being sent home, and he's going to update us in a couple of days. So that's how I found out the whole thing. Everyone was kind of shocked, disappointed, but obviously it's for the greater good.
Wow. Have you gotten any updates since then?
No updates. I mean, we were actually quarantined down here for a little bit because there was 2 cases within our organization, but they took unbelievable care of us during that time, and everything went pretty smoothly.
Wow. Well, listen, I wouldn't expect anything less from the Yankee organization. So, Dan, how about you on this one?
Yeah, so as far as updates, we haven't really got much at all. We get a call every now and then from one of our pitching coordinators or our pitching coaches, and the only thing they pretty much say is just keep throwing, keep working out, and when that phone call comes, be ready because you don't know how quick the turnaround will be. So, but as far as like exact dates or what they're thinking or anything like that, I think for the most part around the baseball league, everything's still kind of up in the air. So we just try to stay in shape every day and be ready when that phone call comes.
And then where were you, Dan, when everything happened? What was going on?
Yeah, so the day where teams started to like back out and say, hey, we're going to shut down spring training, before they officially made it, there was a couple teams that did it. We had a meeting, and it was with our farm director, and he pretty much just said that, hey, we're going to keep going. Even if teams start leaving, as long as we're allowed to play and practice, we'll do inter squads, we'll practice during the day. And then I think it was that following morning or afternoon, we had a meeting with our who we thought was just going to be with our pitching coach and stuff like that. And then, like Matt said, our GM came out, AJ Preller, and he just pretty much said, hey, guys, you see the news going around. We pretty much have to pack up and close shop down here. So they said, everybody go get your flight. And then some guys are flying out within the next 3-4 hours. And my flight was at 4 a.m. So it was a pretty quick turnaround. It was kind of shocking. You don't really have much time to take it all in until you really got home and realized, wow, this is real. So I think when everybody left, they didn't think it would be this extreme until you get home and the news kept hitting more and more every day about how crazy it's going to get and how long things will be shut down. So it was pretty eye-opening, and it happened very quickly.
4 a.m. too. That means you get no sleep that night. It was just pretty much getting ready to go and trying to deal with everything.
Yeah, packed our bags, and we got on the road quick.
Wow. So, guys, my next question right now is, take me on the journey that you've been through the minor leagues right now, up to where you are at this point. So people don't realize sometimes the journey you guys go on, as a player in the minor league. So help us understand a little bit of that journey that you've been on so far. Matt, let's start with you on this one.
Sure. So mine's been pretty short so far. I was just drafted this past year, but I mean, I love the journey so far. It's I ended up moving down to Tampa to be closer to the facility, and I was able to take advantage of training there in the off season. So, I mean, I was really working hard for this spring, and just hoping good things come from it. And I mean, that's just put on hold right now, but it doesn't stop the work I put in.
Have you been able to do any fall balls or any stuff earlier prior to you getting drafted? Was there anything you've been able to do up to this point?
Sure. Yes, I spent the season in the Gulf Coast League. It was rookie ball, just right in Tampa.
Okay. Fantastic. Dan, how about yourself on this one?
Yeah, so I was drafted in 2016, and then I went to rookie ball. And my first year was I didn't really play much baseball. If you were a high school guy, they kind of took you a very slow progression. So we went down, we worked out for about a month and a half, and slowly started throwing progression. And I think I only threw in like 3 or 4 games my first year. And then I went to Instructs after that, returned to my first full season, I guess you call it. And I went to rookie ball a year, got a couple injuries, and then got bounced back. So it was kind of a long year that year. And then the past couple of years, I've been bouncing around in A-ball. And then this past year, I went to AAA for a short stint and went back to A-ball. So it was kind of a slow start, to be honest. The journey was pretty eye-opening. It was everyone says it's a grind, but it's a grind that you want to be a part of, that you're super thankful for. So every day you just take it day by day, because if you start looking too much into it, you kind of get lost within the game. So it's been a long journey, but it's been one that I couldn't be more thankful for.
Jonah, how about yourself?
Yeah, my journey's been eventful to say the least. That's for sure. I feel like I'm the veteran in this chat. I got drafted all the way back in 2013, so it's been a long ride, but it's also been one of the best moments of my life. I mean, the last 7 years have been awesome. It has been a grind at times, but that's what the minor leagues are. You got long bus rides, you got playing a game at 7 at night and getting into a city the next morning at 10 in the morning, and then waking up at 12 to get on the bus to go to the field that day. So, but I've played from anywhere from short season all the way up to AAA, and I mean, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else in my life. I mean, playing baseball every day it's a dream come true, and can't wait for that day where I can play it in the major leagues.
And hopefully we're going to get a chance to see that this season. So that's definitely all of Western New York is hoping for that. And Western New York's hoping for that for all three of us, right? You got an entire community behind every one of you that really can't wait to see what the future is going to bring for every one of you. And I'll tell you that. You definitely got a community behind you. So my next question is, what are you doing right now to stay in baseball ready shape? So what does a day look like for you just to be able to get prepared? They turn around and say, okay, we're ready to go. Because even if they do say we're ready to go, you know it'll be a very short window to have probably to prepare before they start games because they're going to want to get going quickly. So if that happens, what are you doing to be ready? Dan, let's start with you on this one.
Yeah, so when we first got home, everything wasn't shut down like that first week. So we were working out at the facilities to work out in the off season as far as what I was doing. And then once they shut everything down, it kind of got complicated. So I set up a little weight room in my basement, and I kind of just try to do my normal routine down here of just what the Padres expect of us as an in-season workout. And then as far as throwing progression and stuff like that in bullpens, it's kind of tricky because you got to find a catcher, you got to find a place to throw. So there's a guy that tries to catch our bullpens as much as he can with the place we work out. So he stops by every now and then. We throw to him. And as far as like getting our long toss in and stuff like that, me and my buddy, sometimes we go to Orchard Park High School, throw there or throw at a park or something just to get a long distance throwing in as much as we can and then keep the arm going. So it's kind of up in the air every day of how exactly you're going to do your daily routine, but you got to figure it out. And once you figure it out, you kind of just try to stay in the routine every day.
Yeah. Jonah, how about you on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely difficult when you got all the gyms around here closed, but I'm fortunate enough to be out in Las Vegas where it's 70 to 90 degrees every day and sunny, so I can get outside and go for a run or just go to like a park and do like a park workout or something like that. And I mean, I got a couple of weights sitting around the house. We do some home workouts. The training staff in Oakland's great. They send us home workouts every day, so we get to stay in shape that way. I get to we go out to the local ball field out here and get into the fence and play some catch. So it's nice to get outside, and it's not the most ideal situation, but we make the most out of it.
Jonah, are you with any teammates out there right now?
No, but there are a bunch of local guys that I played against at AAA and AA. They're out here. We meet up, get together, play catch, do that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Matt, how about you?
I'm thrown with a couple guys from the organization too that decided to stay. They had run an apartment, so they're here. But I've been utilizing a weighted ball program where I don't necessarily need as much space to throw. I can usually just throw against the wall on some days, and then the days I need to throw with people, I can go and join those guys. But kind of like Jonah said, I'm fortunate for the weather. I have a nice bike. I've been into biking a little bit recently. I have a pool, and kind of set up a weight room in my house.
Nice. So the weighted ball, that'll be a question that'll come up, I'm sure, right? So is it just working on form? What is it doing? Give us a little insight as to the weighted ball, what it's doing for you.
It's overall just mechanics too. It's overload and underload ball, so lighter and heavier. And it's my main off-season goals were to kind of revamp my mechanics, especially with my lower half. And that's kind of how I've been utilizing the weighted ball program with the direction of the Yankees trainers and everybody there.
That's fantastic. Wow. Thank you for that. It's great insight. So here, a couple fun questions, you guys. So you know I cover high school sports. That's really what I cover. It's been my passion to try to get more high school sports recognized. If you guys remember back in the day when you were coverage, there wasn't a lot when it came to high school baseball, right? I mean, besides a major event, there wasn't a ton of coverage. So I've really tried to take that on to give baseball what it's due, because it's the sport that puts most people into the into professional ranks. It's one of the top sports players at the Division One level, and it just does a fantastic job that people come out of Western New York that we're going here and talking about today. So, because we're talking about and giving the high school players their due, my question for you is, what's the most memorable moment you had on a high school field? So I'm going to go back to your high school playing days. What was that one moment in high school you're like, I'll never forget this? Jonah, let's start with you on this one.
Oh, that's a tough question. It had to have been my senior year. We went up against Mark Armstrong, who also got drafted that same year I did. And when we got there, we didn't really understand the whole scouting situation and what was going on. But when we got there was about 36 scouts, something along those lines, just lined up behind the backstop, just to watch me and him go at it. And back in that time, baseball really wasn't on the map, and you didn't kind of hear about that coverage. So just looking back to that game where we had all those scouts behind us and we were just going head to head, that was pretty unbelievable.
What was the score?
I don't remember.
Did you win?
I don't think so.
Okay. Still, 36 scouts at a high school game. I mean, the place must have been jammed that day.
Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable. Just walking from the bus up to the field and seeing all those people, it was pretty breathtaking. Because back when I played in high school, we didn't get that many people just in general at an Amherst high school game, but just seeing that many people, it was pretty unbelievable.
Was it a home or away game?
We were at Clarence.
Okay. Unbelievable. That's a story. People could just imagine. I'll tell you, this past year we've seen some amazing crowds at some of the sectional final games that we're starting to hear more and more about. But to know, we've never, at least in the last couple of years, seen 36 scouts at a game. That's just amazing. Wow, what a game that had to have been. Matt, how about you on this one?
Besides some good rivalries with Canisius and St. Joe's, I mean, we at St. Francis, we always went on a Florida trip, and it was my junior year. I remember it was my first start of the year, and we were playing Tampa Jesuit, who's like they're one of the powerhouse high schools, always just rolling out these draft picks and Division I players. And at the time, I was like a junior. This was one of my first big games I'd really pitched in, and I went out there and I threw. I held my own. I don't think we won, but I just remember after the game, Coach Bartel talked to me about probably stop playing football the next year too, because that was beating up my body a little bit too much.
That's great. Coach is a great coach too. And Matt, you've also gone to Mercyhurst, so everybody knows too, correct, right? So
yes,
the gap right now is Mercyhurst in between high school and getting into the professional ranks and getting drafted.
I mean, Mercyhurst was a great time for me, and I really grew as a player and person there too.
So I don't have the college as a question. So do you have a most memorable moment at Mercyhurst too?
Yes, of course. We went to 3 World Series, Division II World Series, and I was really fortunate to pitch in some big games there too. But just 3 dog piles, three big celebrations was a great time.
That's awesome. Wow, I can just imagine what a celebration like that for a World Series game is going to be. So no doubt. So Dan, I know you've also had some big high school moments. So how about high school for you?
Yeah, we did the same thing at St. Francis. We'd go on a Florida trip every year, and those were a lot of great memories. But I would say my number one would have to be winning our Georgetown Cup my senior year. It's kind of the whole team was like we played travel ball growing up together. We as like almost sophomores, we had a whole team together coming up. So like it was 3+ years that we've been like working towards winning a championship together, and it finally all clicked our senior year, and we had a real good year. And just as a team, like we had a lot of memories down in Florida, and then come back home to Western New York and playing teams around here. So I would say a dog pile the final last day at Coca-Cola Field. When we won our Georgetown Cup, I would say it kind of just all put it together and kind of put a final tip of the cap to our high school career. So I don't know necessarily if I have won for myself, but as far as like a team aspect, we had a great memory our senior year.
That's awesome. Do you remember the travel team you played for?
Yeah, I played for the Niagara Purple Eagles growing up in Lewiston. So it was a real small team, but it was like I would say over half our team was Canisius guys that we played with growing up. So it was kind of a tight knit group that we just always played with together and kept going.
There's still a team that's playing now today. They're still big.
Yeah, they're still out there. So it's from a small town, but they get some players and they keep going.
Yep, no doubt about it. Matt, you were shaking your head. Do you remember your travel team too?
Yeah, Academy Stars. Jonah's on the team with me.
Shout out. Greatest high school travel team in all of New York right there.
Good squad.
In fact, I heard from Justin today you were coming on the show, so give you a shout out to
Uh-oh.
That's right. Shout out Justin.
That's great. So high school moment we've talked about. What about your most professional moment so far? So Matt, I know you only said the short term so far, but if you had a moment that you remembered so far in your professional ranks, Matt, we'll start with you on this one.
Just the adrenaline of my first outing. I mean, it's just a lot of excitement. I mean, I had overcome a couple injuries in the previous 2 years before this past year, and it was just a great moment for me and my family, and I just remember that debut.
Awesome. Dan, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say it came this year. We had I had my first taste of playoff baseball with inside professional baseball. So we made it to championship, and there's nothing that really beats those champagne showers and kind of celebration with your coaching staff and the front office of your affiliates. So they go all out no matter if it's the first round of playoffs or the championship round. So just the celebration of the long season coming together and getting some success was fun part of this year.
That's awesome. Jonah, how about you?
I don't know if it was a specific moment, but there was a point maybe 2 years ago when I got called up to AA. Maybe it was 2 years ago, and I kind of struggled, and I had some maybe a little confidence issues, and then the next following year I started in AA, and then I started playing well, and then it clicked that I could play with these guys and I could play at this level, and probably then when I realized that I was good enough to be where I'm at and to compete at this level and be good. That's probably my moment for me.
So kind of that switch finally goes off that says, wait a second, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Great ones, you guys. So they always say that hindsight's 20/20. So if you had to do one thing over again in this process, what would it be? Or if you had to just tweak one thing a little bit differently, what would it be? Jonah, let's start with this one.
See, that's a good question because I don't know if I have a good answer for you. Because if I changed something, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And honestly, I'm pretty happy where I'm at today. And I don't know. See, I'm living for the now, and right now I'm in a good spot where I'm at in my career, and I'm happy to be where I'm at right now.
Okay, fantastic. Matt, how about yourself?
For me, just with the injuries I had in the past, is just stay confident, stay diligent with your work, and just kind of keep the faith. That would be the only thing that I would really look back and wish I could have done better at times. Just being confident that everything's going to work out as planned.
Matt, you alluded to you were making some mechanics changes right now. Could these changes you wish you'd done earlier, maybe, if you could have had a chance to know them earlier, that they could have helped you? Just curiosity?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, just being able to have coaches just overlooking everything that you're doing at all times kind of gave me an opportunity to see what can I kind of pick, what can I do this, how can I do this? And I think this is things that could help all the way down until when I first started playing baseball, basically.
Fantastic. Dan, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, just think about that question. I guess the only thing that going back to high school and even my pro career now is just trying to enjoy every moment. I mean, you look how fast our high school career went by, and I say pro ball flies by even faster. So I would just say, I mean, if you're losing by 15, winning by 15, or if it's a meaningless game, kind of just enjoy each day, because you never know when your career, your season's going to end. So just no matter what the moment is, just enjoy each day and try to take the best situation out of it you can.
Fantastic. So, guys, if you were right now to give advice, and you wanted to give advice to that high school player, right? The high school player's watching and said, boy, I want what they have. I want the opportunity to get what they've got. What advice would you give to the high school player right now that would help them go along the right path? Matt, let's start with you on this one.
Just work hard and believe in yourself. I mean, there's obviously, like, you come to it and you see there's more talented players sometimes, and I felt like that would kind of be something I always saw when I was playing, and I knew I had to work harder than them. So that's my advice to the younger players that are looking, if they want to try to do what we're doing. That would be my main advice.
Dan, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Matt there. I mean, just realize that it's possible. I mean, no matter what your dream is in life, I think all three of us can kind of agree that when we were freshmen, sophomores, and juniors high school, we never really thought of ourselves to be professional baseball players. So, I mean, you kind of just have to take the moment you're in and kind of run with it, and just always believe that no matter what you're trying to do in life, it's always possible. And if you're gonna have to go after it, you're gonna have to outwork whoever's in front of you. So, like Matt said, just work hard and believe in yourself, and what's meant to be will happen. And just take the path that it goes.
Jonah, how about you on this one?
Yeah, going along the lines of what both these guys said. I mean, you can never work hard enough to get what you're trying to accomplish in life, and it's just to be confident with your abilities, no matter what anybody's telling you. Or because I remember times, I don't know if you guys did too, but teachers in high school or middle school will tell you that you're crazy if you want to be a professional baseball player and you need a real career. But I mean, in the same token, that I worked hard to be where I'm at today, and this is what I wanted, and I'm just trying to make my dreams come true.
That's awesome. Great answers there, guys. So take me back to drafting, okay? There was that moment tell me how you were feeling when you heard your name announced for the first time, and you're going, wow, this is for real now. Take me back to that day and tell me what happened. Dan, let's start with you on this one.
Yeah, so I think if you ask anyone in professional baseball, draft day is crazy. You kind of hear from all the scouts that you've been talking to of, hey, you're going to go in this round or that round, and they're all kind of different, at least in my situation. So I was day 2 of the draft, and I was kind of sitting around. I had a few buddies over and some family, and we were playing beanbag toss, and one of my buddies texted me, hey, congrats, and I didn't hear anything yet. So I didn't really know what he was talking about at first. I just thought he was like, hey, congrats about being in the situation. So, and then my father came out and he hugged me. He said, hey, your name just came up. And then the Padres scout called. So it was kind of a very surreal situation, and it hit home. But I honestly didn't take it all in until, like, honestly, the day after, 2 days after, when it finally clicked, like, hey, your dreams are starting, your career's starting that you wanted to have. So, but when I got the hug from my mom and my dad, that was kind of the moment, like, wow, this is a really cool moment. And so to share with my family was the best thing I could ask for.
That's awesome. Jonah, how about you on this one?
Yeah, I actually had the day I got drafted, I had a test in school, so I had to go in school that morning and then ditch and come watch the draft with my family. So it was day 2, and we really didn't know what was going on because we were being told by different scouts, like, hey, you're going this round, and you really don't know because the draft is so unpredictable and anything can happen at any time. And we were actually on the phone with the Red Sox when my name came up when Baltimore took me, and we didn't even hear anything for Baltimore. It was just completely random, and we were just sitting there, and we heard my name, and everybody was kind of shocked for a second, kind of speechless, and they didn't think it was real, or it was like it was a prank or something. And then Baltimore called, and everybody started freaking out. I think I saw my dad cry for the first time, so that was interesting. And yeah, just being with family, it was special, and it's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Fantastic. So here's the question: did you pass that test the next day?
Yeah, I did. I graduated, so I had to pass it.
Nice. That's awesome. That had to be tough. I'll tell you, I don't know if my concentration would have been there. I give you a ton of credit there. Matt, how about you on this one?
So on draft day, we were playing a game against UC San Diego in the D2 World Series, and I was in the bullpen, and I was pacing like a maniac. Yeah, I just remember like our coach Pan told me, he's like, hey, like this is hopefully going to be your day. I mean, stay by the phone, answer it if you need to, like do what you got to do. And one of my teammates got drafted in the 19th round. Everyone was excited for him too. This is all during the game too. So yeah, just a little bit of time after that, I got a phone call, and the scout said, congrats, you're a New York Yankee. And that was that. It's an exciting day.
That's awesome. Now, so question, were you going to pitch at all in that game? Like, were you in relief possibly, or had you already pitched and this was a day of relax for you?
Right. I had pitched the day before, so I'd started the game, the previous game.
So at least you didn't have to worry about focusing on the game at the same exact time. So
yeah, right.
the question to you is, are you a Yankees fan? Like, were you a fan of the Yankees too? Like, who were you a fan of going into this?
I grew up a Yankees fan. I mean, I went to the last season at the old stadium, first year of the new stadium. I mean, it's been a dream all along. Obviously, it's the Yankees. Just grow up watching Yes Network and everything. So, yeah, that was quite the moment.
I was going to say that had to be even more of a moment. Now you're a fan and a player of that team. That had to be even crazier.
Right. Yeah. Just I had pennants in my room growing up. I had flags in my room growing up, just the Yankees logo and everything. So it was a cool experience.
That is awesome. So, Dan, fan growing up, who were you a fan growing up of?
My grandma, we were born and raised Yankees fans, so we were growing up with them. And then my cousin was with the Diamondbacks, so I kind of grew up watching them like in my high school career. So between the Yankees and the Diamondbacks, that's all we really watched.
So how does it feel to play against them when you grew up like they're, like loving these teams, and now you're playing against them? How does that feel? Do you want it a little bit more? Like, what's the feeling there?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, you kind of think about like, wow, you're watching teams that you're playing against on TV one day, and like Jonah's case, like he's gonna be playing on TV hopefully soon this year. So it's kind of crazy that like you work towards those goals and to see like, wow, dreams are almost come true. But it's still fun. And my grandma says every day, like, hey, when are you gonna become a Yankee? So she's like, I can't wait till you become a Yankee. So it's kind of funny when you hear like family and stuff like that from New York always talk about the Yankees. So it's funny when I listen to Matt's story.
That's awesome. Jonah, how about you? Who you were a fan of growing up?
I was born and raised a Yankees fan. And to this day, 96% of my family are still Yankees fans, except for my dad. So my dad –
oh, sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what is it going to feel like the first time you walk into Yankee Stadium?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an unbelievable moment. I actually got to play there in high school. The new Yankee Stadium, the first year it opened, and that was pretty special. But playing on that field in an actual Major League uniform is going to be pretty unbelievable.
I am sure all Western New York, you're going to have a lot of people travel down for that one and see that.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about that.
There'll be fans of you down there, plus fans there will be great, and I want to know when that game happens because I know I'm coming down for that one too, no doubt.
All right.
So, guys, those are the last questions I have. I want to say thank you so much for joining me from the sidelines. This is great information, right? Some things that the high school players can learn from, things that they can actually take advice from. And then, like you said, just have a little fun along the way and learn about some of the great things that you guys experienced along the way. So thanks again for joining me. And I hope the next time we get a chance to talk, it's going to be after you had some great success out on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.